Okay, good evening to one and all. On behalf of Philosophy family, I would like to extend a hearty welcome to all of you to be part of Philosophy family and to have joined today's webinar. And today we have invited Madam Miss Beauty Das, PhD Senior Research Fellow, Department of Philosophy, University of North Bengal, West Bengal. And we have already invited Ms. Beauty Das in previous webinar to talk on a very fundamental issue of philosophy. And today, Madam Beauty Das will reflect on Kant's moral religion, a step towards liberal secularism. It's a very beautiful topic and it will be benefiting to all of us in our academic forum. And it will also reflect on the dimensions of our thought. And I extend my welcome to Madam Beauty Das for her agreement to be the speaker of today's webinar. And today I welcome the viewers like Sujani Suprabha, Sir Rudra Prasad, Subhadeep, Riya Ghosh, Sujit Sarkar, Sravani Mr. Madam to be with us and others to witness the academic reflection of Madam Beauty Das on the scheduled topic, Kant's moral religion. Today, I extend my welcome to Dr. Pramatma Das, the convener, host, and real architect of Philosophy family, to be with us. I welcome Dr. K. Umnaran Rao, the regular moderator of Philosophy family, the editor of the philosophical series of Philosophy family. And with this, I extend my welcome once again to all of you to be present with us to witness such a very beautiful webinar on philosophical reflection on the philosophy of Kant. And we hope that Madam Beauty Das will quench our academic thirst on the philosophy of moral, on the philosophy of Kant. We also welcome Professor Radhanath Behra sir to be with us. And once again, I extend my welcome to all of you, and I request Madam uh, Beauty Das to commence her talk on the scheduled topic. Over to Madam Beauty Das. Thank you.
Thank you
Welcome,
so
madam.
much, sir. Thank you so much. So, a very good evening to all the dignitaries and scholars present here. And thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful introduction and giving me this opportunity to present my thought in front of all of you. So, the title of my talk is Kant's Moral Religion, a Step Toward Liberal Secularism. And with due permission from our convener, sir, coordinator, sir, and moderator, sir, I would like to start my discussion. So, may I, sir?
Yes, start. Yes, yes.
Okay, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much, sir. Okay, thank you so much. So, this mundane world is consists of many mysteries. Some have objective reality and some do not. And human beings, who is the most intelligible being in this mundane world, by using their intelligence, try to solve all these mysteries. Likewise, there are also some other mysteries that humans want to solve, but they cannot. This inability of humans indicates their finite nature, and due to their inquisitive nature, they never stop themselves from excavating those mysteries of nature that are beyond their reach, and for this they set some ideas to satisfy their inner quest. Among those ideas, the concept of God and its existence is one of them. There are many institutional religions that have sprung up over the ages centered on the concept of God and its existence, and different religions use different narratives to justify the existence of God, and they demands the faith on this idea. However, since the Enlightenment period or modern period, humans have started to examine various aspects of their lives by applying the method of reason, and converted their mere faith into rational faith. So, there is no doubt that this rational thinking is caused the rise of the idea of secularism. Now, there are some questions that may intrigue our mind. That is, what is secularism, and what is the relation of secularism with other institutional religions? In this context, it can be said that secularism is the hot topic or a debatable issue in the domain of philosophy, sociology, politics, and so on. And it is an ideological stance, and people seeks for its uh, practical applicability. The term secularism was first coined in 1851 by an English secularist, George Jacob Holyoake, and Mr. Holyoake defines secularism as the idea or process of social reform without any interference from institutional religions, which aims at human welfare and unity. Here, it is noteworthy that secularism has nothing to do with um, do with any theist or atheist person, because a person who is a theist or believer of God or any institutional religion can also be a supporter of secularism. Similarly, this also applicable to the to an atheist person also. So, but there is a serious claim that secularism promotes atheism. But I think this view needs to be corrected, because secularism always promotes free thinking, and it defies the interference of any institutional religion over the state or country. Even it demands freedom of every religious practice under the umbrella of the state or country to maintain unity among diversity. However, in recent times, we have witnessed the allegation of pseudo secularism, especially in our country, India, that indicates biasness toward a particular religion in the name of secularism. Even there are many countries that have that defies the idea of secularism and intends to maintain the tag of theocratic state. All these facts actively demonstrates that people are struggling to maintain their secular thinking, which will promote nothing but adversity and alienation. So this is the high time we should think about the solution for it, to so that we can maintain or establish the idea of secularism or a secular society to for the well-being and unity of the mankind. So, to accomplish this demand, we should look back to the 18th century philosophy of the great German philosopher Immanuel Kant, whose idea of moral religion, after 300 years, is still relevant, and paved the way for liberal secularism. Even if we can adopt his idea of moral religion, then I think it will be easier for us to maintain or preserve or to establish a secular society. So now the question is, what is the Kantian idea of moral religion? In this context, it can be said that there are two words in moral religion, that is, one is moral and another is religion. And this leads us to the question, why is Kant's idea of religion called moral religion? In this context, I can say that Kant always tried to promote his idea of religion based on reason and morality. And he always tried to explain the idea of God by applying the method of pure practical reason. Here it is noteworthy that Kant never considers religion as the foundation for morality. Instead, he claims that morality is the ground for religion. Just like his Copernican revolution in epistemology, he tries to make another revolution in the field of religion by reversing the relationship between religion and morality. He was on a mission to establish a new way of thinking about religion and developed his religious position based on his conception of morality. So, this new religious position, or better to say, moral religion, was intentionally based on was intentionally made to excavate or enhance the sense of morality in human beings or the moral nature of human beings. Kant discovers that the curiosity of human beings in about such ideals whose objective reality is missing occurs due to natural dispositions of themselves, and that is why he tries to explain this kind of curiosity with his conception of rational faith, because he believed that rational faith is contrast with ecclesiastical or historical faith, because rational faith always occurs from our practical reasoning capacity, and ecclesiastical faith always occurs from or comes from mere revelation or somewhat from superstitions. On this In this context, in his monumental works, that is in the critique of practical reason and in the religion within the boundaries of mere reason, Kant shows us that it is very essential for our rational faith to connect with our free will, because it is not justifiable to shape our commitment to morality by simply by depending upon any what can I say, any kind of postulations of super sensible entities. So uh, because all our free will always help us in connecting our rational faith to the highest being, or to our commitment to morality. So conscience structure of morality always based on so conscience structure of morality is the basis for his conception of rational faith. According to Kant, morality doesn't depend on religion. Instead, religion is the practical need for our interest in moral laws. Religion is not something about believing in set of dogmas or a set of rituals. Rather, religion is about recognizing all our duties as divine commands. Here, by considering moral laws as divine commands, Kant intends to mean that uh, we should always we can consider our moral laws as analogous to divine commands, so that we can be motivated to obey it in according to the sense of our duties, and rather out of fear of punishment or fear of or hope of rewards. That means when Kant says that all our duties religion is the recognition of all our duties as divine commands, then he intends to mean that we should think of all our duties as analogous to divine commands, so that we can build the sense of reverence or obedience to our moral laws. There are there are many different ways to understand the idea of religion, and this is just the one way to think about religion. And Kant agrees that religion is the attitude of humans that varies individually, and he also argues that this illustration of religion is the most accurate and consistent of and consistent to our to the nature of morality. So, if we thoroughly analyze Kant's idea of religion, then it is evident that he uses the idea of God merely as a practical postulation, which suggests that the worship of God is not required for being a religious person. This view of Kant compelled some scholars to argue that Kant reduced or identified religion to morality. However, I think this claim needs to be corrected because Kant postulates the idea of God is grounded in the practical aspect of morality, and morality is never dependent on religion. Our sense of morality is solely grounded upon the realization of the moral law. However, this claim does not prove that Kant reduces religion to morality. It is evident from Kant's critical works that he intends to establish religious values on a moral foundation and wants to show religion as the extension of morality, which adds something extra to the sense of morality. That means the relationship between morality and religion, which Kant intends to show us, is not something that we can identify one by another. Instead, it emphasizes the fact that morality necessarily leads humans toward the path of religion, and religion is the extension of morality. That is why Kant claims that, within quote, morality inevitably leads to religion. So, from this, it is clear that Kant intentionally placed morality superior to religion. As he always emphasizes human autonomy, there is no exception in his concept of religion, also. For him, we can think of God as the highest lawgiver in the ethical community, but it does not mean God is the source of all our moral laws. One thing is noteworthy here: unlike other religions, Kant does not recognize the personal God who revealed himself to humankind through the scriptures. For him, God is nothing but a mere moral concept. Only morality can explain the definite concept of God. Hence, it can be said that Kant introduces a moral argument for the idea of God and tries to develop his moral religion. So now, the question is, how is Kant's moral religion paved the way for liberal secularism? To answer this question, I can say that if we thoroughly examine people who are supporters of secularism, then we find that they can be both, that is, a believer of God and religion, on the other hand, a non believer of God and religion. In this context, Kant's moral religion indicates that everyone can pursue or get support from his idea of religion. That means a believer secularist can pursue Kant's moral religion by adopting the idea of rational faith. Similarly, a non believer secularist can also adopt Kant's moral religion by considering Kant's claim that it is impossible to know the existence of God by employing our theoretical reasoning capacity. So, both of them, that is, the believer and the non believer secularist, can justify their position by adopting Kant's moral religion. So, if we thoroughly analyze Kant's moral religion, then it is possible to argue that Kant's primary goal in establishing a concept of religion, apart from other institutional religions, was to enhance and strengthen the sense of morality in human beings, and nothing more than this. This intention paves the way for liberal secularism, because this is the only religion that demands unity among diversity, whereby adopting moral religion, every rational human being, irrespective of their caste and creed, can develop their moral nature, which is the primary intention of all other institutional religions. All the believers of moral religion can unitedly build a secular ethical kingdom like the kingdom of end, which Kant wishes for. In this secular ethical society, everyone is end in themselves. That means they share a common rational moral nature with their fellow beings, that is equal to each other, where everyone can freely practice or choose those religious values that are solely meant for enhancing their moral nature or enhancing their sense of morality. So, as a concluding remark, it can be said that Kant always promotes the idea that we should only accept something by examining it through our reasoning capacity. This suggestion also applies to our conception of religion, also. He never acknowledges blind faith in anything. That is why he intentionally established his moral religion by examining it through the parameter of reason alone. For this, we can also call his religious concept as the rational religion. He recognizes his moral religion as the extension of morality that adds something extra to our sense of morality. Under the umbrella of moral religion, each human can find the highest end of their lives and make their lives meaningful, irrespective of their caste and creed. This moral religion also helps human beings to establish a secular ethical community where each human being obeys the moral laws without any interference of institutional religions, with reverence that are analogous to divine command for attaining the highest good in their lives. Kant's moral religion is a valuable contribution to the field of philosophy of religion, which offers a unique way of thinking about the relationship between morality and religion. Moreover, by adopting this idea of moral religion in our mind, we can successfully establish a secular society where every rational human being can live their life unitedly. So, to my mind, Kant's moral religion is not a solution to eradicate the idea of pseudo secularism. Rather, it is a moral appeal to mankind. So, by adopting this, humans can generate the sense of humanity in themselves, which will definitely spring the sense of religious tolerance in their minds. Due to the sense of humanity, people can undoubtedly establish and uphold a secular society. Here, it is noteworthy that if we change our thinking about religious intolerance and consider each human being as one, irrespective of their caste or religion, then I think it will be easy for us to maintain the idea of secularism. That means first we have to change ourselves or our thinking by adopting the path of reason and morality. Then it will be easy for us to solve any social problem like pseudo secularism. Hence, from this, it is palpably clear that Kant's moral religion is undoubtedly a sure path toward liberal secularism, which defies the interference of institutional religions over rational human beings and the state or country. Even we can also claim that his moral religion is a complete manifesto for liberal secularism that emphasizes morality and humanity over any institutional religions which promote nothing but unity among diversity. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks so much, Madam Beauty Das, for reflecting on Kant's moral religion, a step towards liberal secularism. And within a very short span of time, you have very clearly and excellently reflected on all the concepts of Kant's moral religion. At first, you have started with secularism, which you have spoken as very debatable. And you have already spoken that how the idea of social process is a means for human welfare, and you have made a very beautiful connection with institutional religion. And you have said very clearly that how Kant's idea of moral religion um, is able to establish a secular society, and Kant's religion, that is you have mentioned that it is a moral religion, and it is based on Kant's origin on morality, and they have very clearly said that how morality is the ground of religion in Kant's philosophy. It is, of course, it is a new way of thinking that is on religion, and it is a reflection, the rethinking on religion that we have already known it. But you have said that how Kant has tried to discover the concept of a rational faith in connection with morality. And that is, I don't want to reflect upon all the things that you have uh, reflected on. And you have said that how religion is a moral duty, and it is like a divine command. And all our duty should be based on our obedience to duty. And the idea of God is also grounded on the relation of the moral law. And you have said that how Kant wants to create or establish a very rational society and secular society. And it is possible by changing our thought, by rethinking. And when we have the clarity of thinking, when we have the clarity of rethinking on the concept of religion and concept of morality, then it is possible to solve all kinds of the fundamental problems of the society. And it is possible to achieve the highest end of her life. Thank you so much, madam, for your very clear, with a very short span of time. You have given your stand on the topic, and it is very, it provides us the clarity on the topic. Thank you so much, madam. Now, I would like to request my friend, Dr. K. Omnan Rao, to um, carry on the interactive session. Over to Dr. Rao. Dr. Rao.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Maharana. Well, I also thank the speaker for expressing her thought in a short span of time, and we can have a lot of time for discussion. So, to start with, may I invite Professor Dr. Ranjit Ghosh sir uh, to have his observations, because this is the area where Professor Ghosh is very much interested, and he has
Uh,
good points on this. So, I request Professor Ghosh
Dr.
to.
Rao,
Sir,
due to some problem, I joined late. So
sir.
let others speak and in the process.
Okay,
Thank
okay, okay. That is it, man. Okay, okay. Yes. Okay, okay, okay. Sudeep Mukherjee. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Subhadeep Mukherjee. I am a research scholar at Presidency University and working as an assistant professor at a government college in West Bengal. I have two questions regarding the presentation. Firstly, I would like to mention that it was a wonderful presentation, and uh, thank you for your beautiful presentation in detail format. So my question is that you have mentioned in the first section of your, I mean, presentation that we can understand God's definition or God in reality uh, by the help of Kant's practical reason. On the other hand, you said that according to Kant, God cannot be known or understood. So there are classes regarding these two statements in your presentation. So my question is that how you explain regarding proper methodology in terms of knowing God. This is my first question. And regarding that, there is another question of mine is God is kind of a metaphysical existence which all we know, and practical reason is kind of based on human intelligence, human rationality in practical field. So how you bridged between human practical reason and understanding God? This is my second question. And the last question is, you said that if you actually uh, divided your lecture in two parts, in religion and moral religion. Whatever you said in your second part, that is moral religion, as I feel or understood, is that we can understood in the Indian context, that is dharma. Dharma and is equal to the duty. So moral religion we can understand in the Indian context as dharma. But if we go through the main question regarding the nature of religion and nature of understanding religion, then we would definitely put in such a way that religion is formally and mainly based on nature of God. So without the nature of God, we cannot move into the next stage of religion. That is the primary criterion of understanding religion. So how you differentiate between this religion in terms of God, in the center position, and religion in terms of dharma, that is the position of Indian context. And last one in my regards, I would like to conclude that you say you have divided your lecture in religion and moral religion, but I feel that every religion has some moral perspectives. Like Christianity has kindness, Islam has universal brotherhood, Hinduism has spirituality, Buddhism and Jainism has ahimsa, that is non-violence. So every religion has its own philosophical as well as ethical notions. So how you differentiate between religion with ethical notion or ethical perspectives and moral religion? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shubhadeep Mukherjee, for your questions. And regarding this, I would like to say that all your questions are interlinked, as far as I understood, and I can answer these questions only with one answer, and which will be the answer for all the questions you have raised. So the first question of you that you have raised is about I have mentioned in my talk that religion is nothing without God, and after that I have mentioned that Kant states that we cannot know God through our theoretical reasoning capacity. So for this we have to understand Kantian standpoint very well, because Kant said that there are two reasoning capacity within us, that is, one is theoretical reason and another is practical reason. Through theoretical reasoning capacity, we have encounter all the things that we have in our phenomenal world, that is our experiential world. So if we go with our concept of God or concept of the existence of God, then we can see that the objective reality of the concept of God is missing in our phenomenal world. So through our theoretical reasoning capacity, we cannot encounter this kind of supernatural concepts. And that is why Kant introduced another another function of our reasoning faculty, that is practical reason. And he said that all this quest for know all the nominal things, or to know about all the things whose objective reality are missing, our quest for our practical need and our natural disposition that sprung up from our practical reasoning capacity, or our faculty of practical reason. So that's why to satisfy this kind of quest for knowing or to know about all these supernatural things, Kant holds that all these are natural dispositions, and there is no objective reality of such things. But if uh, we are very we are well, it is well known that Kant was admonished for his religion within the boundaries of mere to write his religion within the boundaries of mere reason. And there is a pressure of Prussian government on him. That's why he after that he considers that, or he said that to fulfill to fulfill or to enhance our sense of morality, we should consider the concept of God. We should accept the concept of God. Otherwise there is no objective reality of such concepts. So for the sake of enhancing our sense of morality, or for the sake of excavating our moral nature, we should acknowledge the existence of God or the concept of God. Otherwise there is no objective reality of it. So he was on a mission to establish his moral philosophy, whether through it is practical reason, whether through it is pure, theoretical reason. His main aim was to establish the moral nature of human beings, or to establish his moral philosophy. And just for the sake of his conception of morality, he acknowledges the concept of God. Otherwise he said that there is nothing about such concepts, or just for the sake of morality, or to explain our inner quest about all such supernatural things, we should acknowledge we should acknowledge a highest being to satisfy our inner quest, like that. So this is the conscience standpoint about the existence of God, or the concept of God. And after that, as I am right, you were talking about talking about the Indian context and the Western context, like moral religion and dharma. So uh, if we look into the Indian context, or Indian concept of dharma or religion, then we find that uh, there is more about spirituality, or there is they are talking about spirituality. There is a particular God they have accepted, or they have acknowledges. But if we look into Kantian moral religion, then we find that he just accepts or acknowledges the concept of God for the sake of morality, for to enhance, or to excavate our sense of morality. Because if we acknowledge that there is something highest being, and moral laws are analogous to divine commands, then we can build our sense of reverence, or our sense of obedience to moral laws, and it will help us to strengthen our sense of morality. So all these facts are interlinked, and there is the difference between moral religion and Indian context of dharma. And and there is whatever we can see in Indian perspective, or Indian perspective of religion, there is nothing to do with Kantian morality or Kantian moral religion, because Kant was not concerned about those concept of God, or something else like that. So this is the thing I can I don't know I can answer your question or not, but this is the all the thing.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can I remark on my final observation?
Carry on.
Okay,
Slowly.
okay. So thank you, Miss Beauty. You have, I mean, justifiably answered my questions. But I actually, being a scholar, I just disagree from my standpoint regarding that division between religion and moral religion. It would be perspectives, as I feel that religion, if we follow Swami Vivekananda, he actually says that every religion has three aspects, that is philosophy, mythology, and rituals. So if we try to understand religion with the help of their philosophy, and that philosophy actually refers the main concern, that is humanitarian perspectives, moral perspectives. So every religion has its own philosophy, and that can be understood in terms of ethical notions. So I feel every religion has its own ethical concerns, and ethical reflection. So religion is specific as religion, and religion as moral religion. I don't think that can be discriminated too easily. So it is my personal opinion. Otherwise, you have given your wonderful thought. Thank you.
Yeah, you are rightly say, but I just want to say that Kant also claimed that all the religious scriptures are we can use all the religious scriptures as our to strengthen our sense of morality, and there is nothing and there is not any other, and there is no any other role to play for religion. So we can use religion or religious scriptures to strengthen our sense of morality and nothing else. So this kind of thing, and I you were rightly say that there is a ethical element in every religion, and Kant also agree that, and that is why he intends to use religious scriptures or religion for the sake of enhance or excavate our sense of morality. So this is the thing.
Okay. Thank you, Suvendu, Suodip Mukherjee, and also Beauty as well. One thing comes from the discussion that followed. Well, you see, if we take man as a being connected to the phenomenal world, he's concerned about his comforts. He's attached to the phenomenal world. But if man sees himself as a moral agent, if he sees himself as a moral agent, there comes into account what we call as the moral self. Once there is a recognition within of a moral self, man lands into the noumenal world, which Kant makes a distinction, the phenomenal and the noumenal. When there is a recognition of a moral self, okay, there is a landing into the noumenal world, and here he is guided by the moral laws, which we call the categorical imperatives. And as you rightly said, moral laws are nothing but the divine commands. Why we say these moral laws are the divine commands? Because the moral self is not the phenomenal self, it is the noumenal self. So that is the basis of morality. And if that is the basis, if that is the moral basis for religion, then we can have a religion where, with the groundings of morality, with the categorical imperatives intact, we can have a framework for practice wherein we can understand the other in the light of the pains and sufferings that we undergo. So that's how we can take the other in the same light as we take, because we have landed into a platform what we call the moral self. There you see what you say from the Kantian perspective, a sort of liberal secularism. That means you don't feel the otherness in the other. So there the connection somehow gets established. So this is how I see, because unless and until you make a distinction between the ordinary self and the moral self, the problem persists. Only when we make a distinction, we land into the moral self, the moral principles come into being, and they serve as the basis for religion. And you have also rightly said that well, it may be problematic when you say that religion is nothing but an extension of morality. Well, that's rightly you have said it, but more of our discussion is required. Well, we'll go into that later on. Well, anybody other? I request now Professor Ghosh to have his observations from this, because he is much connected with the ideas of secularism, much connected with the religious dialogues and religious interconnections. So I request Professor Ghosh to intervene and have his observations. Or a bit later, sir. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. I could not listen to the what Miss Beauty has given in her discourse, but the thing is, 1-2 points I can raise. and that is, I think, is relevant, because you see, Kant is propounding a deontological theory, and his main concern is to is on his main concern is on duty and on the moral reason, and that reason, he says, is based on our conscience. So conscience is the most important factor in Kant's ethics, and therefore, for that reason, whether religion is subordinate to morality and morality is subordinate to religion, this is one important area in Kant, which is a problematic thing. And on this, some reflections are to be made. And so far as liberal secularism is concerned, that is a type of theory which tries to differentiate between the religious order and the state clearly. So the political functioning of the state is different from the religious functioning of the church and others. This is a type of theory which we find in not only in Kant, and that is the spirit of the Enlightenment, from where actually this idea of secularism emerges, that to how to distinguish between the secular and the ecclesiastical, the religious order. So in this way, if we try to relate the moral religion of Kant with the liberal secularism as a type of secularism, then many important questions will arise, and which are mostly not only to relate them, but also to find out how they can be differentiated. Because we have to test whether Kant is propounding a secularist view of religion and state or not, and whether how far liberal he is in his outlook. So how can we relate these two things, liberalism and secularism, in Kant? That is another area where we have to explore. So you please try to elaborate on this thing, because I have not heard you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your observation or questions. So, in this context, I just want to say, in the context of your first observation, that you have said whether Kant reduces or subordinates morality to religion, or religion is subordinated by the morality. In this context, I just want to say that there are some scholars in Kantian, who are working on Kantian philosophy. They have raised the concern that can't reduce morality to religion. uh, and in that case, I can say that Kant never reduce morality to religion, because sorry, I just reversing the order. Kant reduced religion to morality. Okay, so I just want to say that Kant never reduced religion to morality, because Kant always intends to show us that religion is the extension of morality. That means, to strengthen our sense of morality, or to enhance our sense of morality, we can use our religion, our ethical elements of religion that we have taught through our religious scriptures, or all these things. So to enhance our sense of morality, we can use our religion, and there is no other role to play for religion. So he never reduced religion to morality, rather he considered religion as the extension of morality. And in your second observation, you have stated that sir, I just forgot about the thing. Can you please uh, repeat it again, sir? The second observation.
Second observation was this, that
Okay, how
liberalism
can
and
we
secularism.
yes,
Yes.
yes, sir. Okay. So how can we link liberalism or secularism in Kantian to Kantian morality or Kantian moral religion? So in this context, I just want to say that just because Kant was very much concerned about to elevate the rational moral nature of human beings, that is why he also talks about kingdom of end or the ethical community, where everyone is a where everyone considers as the end in themselves, or equal to each other. And if we keep this thing in our mind, then we can establish a secular society. If we consider each and every individual, each and every human being as one, as equal to each other, then we can absolutely can establish a secular society, a ethical community, where everyone are in where everyone can be considered as end in themselves, and there is no and there will be no conflict, because if we consider every individual as one and equal to each other, then I think there will be no conflict among them, among which we can face through religious intolerance, or through some other things. So this is the linking factor through which we can link Kantian moral religion with liberal secularism, or like that.
Thank you, Miss Beauty. You have rightly caught it that since we are all end in, and every individual is an end in himself, and every
Yes, sir.
individual is also a member of the kingdom of ends that we are
Kingdom of ends.
referring to. So
Yes, sir.
there is a sense of equality is there. So liberalism,
Mm.
which proposes equality, it can be accommodated, and
Yes, sir.
also the main thing is that is also a controversial thing whether liberal secularism is propounding a non-religious ethics. Normally, it is believed that liberal secularism is propounding a non-religious ethics. But when we are coming to Kant, then we find that our conscience is the main factor,
Yes,
because
sir.
Kant believed in the autonomy of the will. So when
Yes.
the will is autonomous, then whatever we think and whatever we try to reason, and we can justify ourselves the presence of some higher authority than us, and we can refer to them, and that is how we find these all these things, immortality of the soul, and all these things Kant is referring to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We can take them as just the byproduct of our regime. So, and
Yes.
that is how you have properly mentioned. You have very nicely tried to relate these two things. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
I
so
got
much,
it.
sir.
I got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Professor Das. Thank you, Professor Ghosh. Well, one thing let me add here is that we all have an innate moral feeling or awareness. We all have, but we are not blessed with being equally virtuous. Being virtuous, everybody has that innate moral awareness, but we are not equally virtuous. But those who are virtuous, they are blessed with happiness. They are blessed with the highest good, the summum bonum of life, which is the end, which we can see. So those who are blessed with those virtues, okay, they have that sense of happiness in them. So there comes in the moral basis, and from this moral basis, the agent feels the presence of a divine force. Okay, that's how, because Kant is trying to even prove the existence of God from the moral argument. He gives a moral argument. You see, people are virtuous. The virtuous element is there, but they vary in degree. Okay, and who can provide a standard to the virtue is God. Well, he doesn't. Well, this is again problematic when the moral argument is criticized from various on various counts. But so for Kant, what is important is the moral self and being
Yes.
virtuous. If that is ensured, And who can ensure this virtue? Who can, because everybody is not equally virtuous, who can provide a standard to this virtue, or the gradation of virtues? So it says it is some divine force that must exist. And that's why we have in Kant that moral principles are nothing but the divine commands. So this is how we can make a connection to say that, even Bhuttidas even said that morality, religion is nothing but the extension of morality in Kant. So that's how religion is a later aspect. Religion comes out later. It is the moral
Later.
element that is more important in Kant. If we are
Yes,
justifying the moral self in Kant, religion comes automatically. It's a byproduct. Religion, Kant is not much concerned about religion the way he is concerned about morality and the moral
morality.
self. So that is
Rightly said, sir.
that is my submission. Well, if moral self
Rightly
is
said.
assured, then what Professor Ghosh has said, the liberal secularism and all these things, that can be brought in and understood. I think, I don't know.
Yes,
Well,
of course, sir.
this is how I see. Well, anybody other? Um, well, let us move to our admin, Professor Das.
Thank you, Dr. Rao. Very nice presentation made by Madam. Very clear picture of Kant's philosophy. Kant is claiming one thing, focusing on epistemology, that man is limited by his own knowledge. This is his revolution. What can we know? With the best use of reason, theoretical reason, pure reason, and with the best use of our sense experience, we can know only the phenomenal world.
Yes, sir.
Phenomenal world, phenomenal life also, the formality life. As we pass our time in a marriage ceremony, etc., there we pretend that is not the real life. That is not our personal life. Personal life is that when we feel ourselves in a lonely place. That is personal life. But when we are in public, we live a very formal life. So, religion or any metaphysical issue, including the existence of God, immortality of soul, they do not come within the purview of epistemology. That is the empirical mode of knowing. So, there are two extreme points. One is the phenomenal world, and the other is the metaphysical aspects. 1 minute.
Sir, unmute, sir, unmute.
Yes. No, yeah, the sound was coming therefore. So there is no connectivity between these two realms. Very simply, I am saying by using the pure reason, we do not have any access for metaphysics. This is very clear cut. Morality is the only link where we can bridge the gap between the phenomenal world and the noumena, particularly about the existence of God. The second point is, so far as morality is concerned, there is a mathematical precision that we cannot have any personal morality, that your morality is yours, my morality is mine. No, morality is universal. It is mathematical by nature. Duty should be done for the sake of duty unconditionally. As mathematics is unconditional, mathematical solution is is same for all. Similarly, morality is same for all. It is universal by nature.
Yes.
But Kant is giving a provision to be a better moral person, taking the use of our personal belief system in religion.
Okay.
Religion is personal. Religion is personal. That is beyond pure religion. That is practical religion. The beyond pure. Why I said the world of appearance and life as appearance. I mean, beyond this exercise of a pure religion, we can live our personal life with our personal faith. Therefore, one is absolutely free to believe in Allah, to believe in Jesus, to believe in
Yes.
33 crores of gods in Hinduism, to take
Hmm.
any religion. That is the free zone of our life where pure religion does not interfere. So we should keep pure religion with philosophical discussion. Beyond pure religion, there is no philosophical discussion. There we can discuss about ethics in another flavor, with another flavor. So my personal faith in religion will help me to become a very committed moral person. In addition, but suppose I am not a religious person, suppose I am an atheist, then that I have no problem. I can be a moral person using my pure religion. If I can become a moral using pure religion, there is no problem. But Kant is giving a concession that if it appears to be hard, that duty should be done for the sake of duty. How can I have a goodwill for all, moral absolutism, deontological? How can I be? So here we should take certain emotional points that yes, I believe in God, so I should take morality as the divine commands. In that sense, I can develop the sense of morality. So definitely, according to Kant, religion is subordinate to morality. Religion cannot superpass morality. Why? Why Kant made such revelation? Because in the past, in the history of philosophy, we have noticed that philosophical thought, the pursuit of a philosophical thinking, was not free. Philosophy should be a free pursuit of thinking. Philosophy should be a free pursuit of thought. What happened in case of Berkeley, the predecessors of Kant, they, out of the fear of a pope, they introduced the concept of a God forcefully without his interest. He
Right.
denied matter. He denied matter by claiming that to be is to be perceived. But he did not apply the same principle in case of a God, because God is also not perceived. So why should
Of
we
course.
accept God? Why should we accept soul? Only because of the fear of a pope,
Hope.
the Christian authority. That means
Yes.
philosophical pursuit was not free from religious influence. That is the
Hmm.
revelation of Immanuel Kant. Immanuel Kant said that philosophical pursuit is something separate, confined to our rational mode of thinking, exercising our rationality, and our religious life is something extra. We are in that zone, we are absolutely free. And that he says that that is our practical life, that is the practical religion, that is beyond this phenomenal world, this phenomenal life also, phenomenal society also, phenomenal politics also. Whatever we are living in this world, that is all phenomenal. Not only the phenomenal world as the metaphysical sense, phenomenal politics also. Everything is subject to change. Whatever is subject to change, that is phenomenal. And our knowledge system is so constrained that it cannot assess the phenomena. So the
Yes.
existence of a God, is good. The belief in existence of is good. At least it can help us to be a
Yes. Of
moral
course.
person, to be a better moral person. But without that, if we can be deontological by our character, then we don't need any God at all. And so far as the Indian philosophy is concerned, exactly that is said in Indian context also. Bhagavad Gita is a secular text. Bhagavad Gita does not a Hindu script. They are only they are only the promotion of dharma, only the promotion of righteousness. Whoever he may be in the opposing camp, maybe Dronacharya, maybe Bhishma, anybody else who will commit a dharma, that he will be punished or fighting is sought for against that person. So far as
Rightly.
morality is concerned, so far as dharma is concerned, there is no excuse whether he is my teacher or he is my parent, he is my father, or he is my friend, or he is anybody else. So dharma in the sense of righteousness or duty is also taken in that sense in Indian context. And Immanuel Kant, I am proud of Immanuel Kant because he being a Westerner, being a Western philosopher, his philosophy is matching with Indian way of thinking of dharma. So very clear cut understanding of Immanuel Kant by Madam. Simply one sentence I am saying that there is no question of metaphysics so far as we use our pure reason. So the classroom teaching is over. But when we back to our family, we back to our home, we back to our personal life, even to my individuality, I am absolutely free to have my religious faith in one God or two gods or many gods. And overnight I can convert my religion, I can become a Muslim, I can become a Christian. There is no problem. And there is no compromise in being moral. That is the point.
Right.
In
Rightly said, sir.
whatever religion you belong, there is no compromise in being moral. In contradiction to this, we are perceiving there is dogmatism in religion, there is unethical practices in religion. This is contradiction. Religion and there is immorality or immoral practices or rituals. It is a contradiction. Immanuel Kant does not accept this type of religion. Secular in the sense we are free. Secularism
Right.
means freedom. Freedom. I am religious by my freedom, not by any constraint. I am speaking something philosophical without being constrained by any church, any masjid, any temple. So this is a great revolution of Immanuel Kant from his experience of the history of philosophy, how philosophy was bracketed by or controlled by religious institutions and institutional religion. That is the threat to philosophical pursuit of truth. This is my understanding. Thank you, thank you, thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful observation. And I also agree with you that if Kant would not face that kind of pressure from the Prussian government, then I believe that Kant would also claim, like Nietzsche, the death of God, because because of the pressure of Prussian government, he couldn't do that like that. So this is the observation of mine. Thank you so much, sir.
Miss Beauty, please, I could not hear you. What was the pressure of Russian government on Kant? Please, will you please explain it once again?
Okay, okay, sir. Actually, when Kant intend to publish his book, Religion Within the Boundaries of Mere Reason, before the publication, he got a letter from the Prussian government, and he was admonished there to publish such book, and he was banned to publish that book. But after that, he replied the letter for that letter, and he said that his book is not biblical theology, rather it is a philosophical theology. And after claiming this, after stating this, he was allowed to publish his book. So that kind of pressure at that time he was faced to publish his in publishing his religion within the boundaries of mere reason book. Sir.
I got it. Thank you. Thank you. Now, one thing
Okay.
was as extending to what Dr. Das said. Now, you see, the German philosophers like Kant and Schopenhauer, all those philosophers, they are obviously, we can find many connections with our systems of thought. So
Yes, sir.
you will in Kant, what you get, you also get in the Upanishadic views in Schopenhauer's philosophy. So,
Yes, of course, sir.
yeah. So the German philosophers, they were very much well versed in our ways of the philosophies and thinking. So
Yes, sir.
the way Dr. Das said, it is definitely Kant's way of explaining things is definitely secular in nature, because we, our secularism in India, you see, the Sanatan secularism is not associated with religion. It is associated with spirituality. And what is spirituality? Spirituality is coming from within the conscience, and that is, spirituality is found in everybody, and that spirituality is same for all, and that is how we find the unity. Therefore, Kant thought about the kingdom of ends. He thought about all this, the universalization of morality in Kant that we find. It is it started with categorical imperative, but ultimately it tried to give us a universalized moral theory, and that is actually the spirit of India. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir.
One sentence, one sentence. Am I permitted to speak only one sentence?
Yes.
Complimentary. Dr. Rao.
Okay, carry on, sir. Carry on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love Immanuel Kant for one reason. He is so practical. He is not saying, I am saying for him, don't be irrational. Don't be irrational. Taking the metaphysics into the account of empirical mode of knowing. Is it clear? Don't be so irrational. Taking the metaphysical issues into the fold of empirical mode of knowing. Similarly, don't be irrational to be too much rational, ignoring the religious aspect of life. He is dividing the two personalities. Keep one personality confined to your pure reason, exercising your reason so far as the academics is concerned. And there is another aspect of life where aesthetics are there, sense of beauty is there, sense of feel, many types of personal feelings are there, romanticism is there, religious flavor is there. You live that life separately, personally, and don't try to try to try to include philosophical exercise into that, and don't try vice versa the emotional aspect in this pure region. Keep these two personalities apart, and that is the complete personality. So, and very nice sentence Immanuel Kant has said that human character is also two types. Human character is of two types. One is the phenomenal character, and the other is the nominal character. I am quoting this from the book Corner. Very nice book. Very beautiful sentence that man has double character. One is the phenomenal character, and the other is the nominal character. What you are within as a conscience, someone, perhaps Dr. Rao was speaking about conscience. What is your conscience in your private life, in your personal life, in your own personal life? That is your nominal character. And how you pretend, how you manage to live in the society, how you are smart, that is phenomenal character. Very beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Das, for your the last line that you spoke. Very nice. But one thing to the lecture by the speaker in establishing the connectivity between Kantian moral religion and liberal secularism, one thing comes to my mind that religion, whatsoever, irrespective of any religion, as long as it is not distorting the basic moral values or the basic human values, as long as it is not distorting, then we are into the field of liberal secularism. So the primacy of the moral is important in Kant. It is not religion that is important. So stand into liberal secularism as
Yes, sir.
long as whatever religion that you are practicing, morality is, if it is assured, if it is ensured, there is no distortion in the moral values, you are already there in what is called as liberal secularism. So you are not in a you are not at daggers drawn with any religion, because your morality is that crystal clear, because you are not distorting morality, you are not sacrificing, you are not cutting short your moral values. As long as that is assured, it is immaterial what religion you are practicing. So this is
Yes,
my
yes, you have
this
rightly said. Moral religion is different from the organized or institutionalized
institutional
religion.
religion.
So Kant is making that. That's why Kant's religion can be moral religion. Yeah.
Moral.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Morality in religion. There is
Yes.
no chance.
Morality is the fund. It is the basis. It is the basis.
Yes,
The basis.
yes.
It cannot be
But
deviated.
but
There
what
is
we
no
are
deviation.
experiencing, we are
Huh.
sacrificing animals. That means we are taking animals as means, not as an end. We are sacrificing the life of animals in the name of a religion. That is not accepted by Immanuel Kant, because we cannot
Yes, of
take
course.
anything or any being, even the nature, as the means. Everything should be the end. Okay. So the
Rightly says, sir.
anthropocentric, that is rejected by Kant. That everything is for
Yes,
man. That is
indeed.
not the case.
So we have with us again Rudra Prasad Naik. He wanted to ask something. May I invite Rudra Prasad Naik, and we have also Radhanath Behera sir. Later on we call him. Rudra
He's
Prasad,
a
please.
student. Rudra
Something
is
you
a
want to say?
student.
Yes.
He can
Rudra
ask
Prasad.
question also.
Ha ha ha. You want? Yes,
First of
please.
all, I want to say namaskar to all intellectual beings. I am Rudraprasad Naik from Odisha, Nad Autonomous College of the Department of Philosophy. I am a plus 3 second year student. My question is that Kant said that to be a secularist, uh, it is not needed that we should worship God. Is it true that can't say that God has no value?
Uh, okay. So, as I have said before, that Kant never want to accept the idea of God because it doesn't possess the objective reality or objective validity. So he was not accept the abstract notion of God. But just because for the sake of morality, he said that just because through religion or through by accepting God as divine command, or accepting moral laws as divine command, we can enhance our sense of obedience to moral laws, or we can sense our reverence for moral laws. For the sake of that, we can acknowledge the concept of God. So that is the thing. If we want to accept God as the source of as the source of enhancing our moral nature, then we can accept it. This is the thing. uh, so I think I can understood you.
Thank you, ma'am. I have
Okay.
another question that uh,
Okay.
being a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian, Can he
Okay.
be a secularist? Is it
Of
possible?
course. Why not? Because as I have mentioned in my talk that there is nothing to do with secularism. There is secularism does nothing to do with a person who is atheist or a person who is theist, because a secularist also can be a believer of God and also can be a non-believer of God. So it doesn't mean that you are a theistic person, or you are a theist, then you cannot support secularism, or you are atheist, you cannot support secularism. Everyone can be a supporter of secularism, whether he is believer of God, or believer or non-believer of God or any institutional religions.
Thank you, ma'am.
To
Okay.
the prior
Yes,
question,
yes,
the,
yes,
to the
yes, ma'am.
previous question
Doctor
of
Rao,
Rudra
Doctor Rao,
Prasad.
I am saying. Okay, madam, explained very beautifully. Your question was whether if he Kant speaks about secularism, then whether God has any value or not for Kant. Kant is saying, I am saying in his language, if you really value God, be a moral person. If you think that is God is valuable, then at least you live a moral life. This much. Suppose you believe in God, but you are involved in many types of dogmatic rituals and immoral practices, then by yourself you don't value God. So take God in that sense and value God by yourself, by your origin, apply your origin. Love God rationally, not dogmatically.
Mm-hmm.
If you really love God, be a moral person, be a committed moral
Yeah.
person. Deontological
Yes.
philosophy you have to follow if you take it as divine commands, not as for the just
Mm-hmm.
religious entertainment. That I belong to Hinduism, therefore I blindly follow the Hindu practices, even if it is based upon
Mm-hmm.
immoral. No, no,
Mm-hmm.
that is not. Okay. So God is very much valuable for Immanuel Kant. He is concerned about the emotional aspect of human beings, and he is giving freedom to human beings to have their own personal faith in God. Okay, but if you really love God, at least
Mm-hmm.
to be very
Yeah, moral
committed
person.
to your moral maxims. Thank you.
Yes, of course, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Das. Well, one thing to add to what Dr. Das has said, that we cannot promote the realization of the highest good, the realization of the highest good, unless and until we assume a God to ensure this and make this realization possible. Unless and until we assume a God that who will ensure this realization possible. See, we have to, okay, there is a promotion for the realization of the highest good, and to make this realization possible and to ensure that such a realization is possible, there is a need of an entity which we call God. So that unless and until we take into consideration the idea of God, how can we think of such a realization being possible? So in order to ensure that such a realization is possible, we have to bring in the idea of God. So this is what I wish to
Dr.
add.
Rao, but this need is optional. But this need is optional, and it varies from person to person. What type of a God you conceptualize, and in which form you take God, and whether you take God or not. This is very personal and very optional. The question is whether you can be a moral person without believing any God or not. This is the fundamental question. Um, I think Madam will say better that for to be moral, believing in God is something extra, added value, something added value. I mean, it is not strictly necessary that one should be a believer in God. An
Yes,
atheist
rightly said,
also,
sir.
yes, yes. If that is so, then
Hmm.
secularism will stand. Otherwise, there will be conflict
Otherwise,
between
it
gods.
will not.
Otherwise, there will be conflict between God. Which God is better? I shall say
Yes, sir. Yes.
our Hindu gods are better for morality. Christians will say
Mm-hmm.
Jesus is better for morality. No, there is no such confusion. There is no such
That is why
confusion.
Kant, yes, sir.
Yes,
That is why Kant emphasizes only, solely on morality and not on
only on
religion.
morality. Yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, yes, sir.
Thank you.
No, the position is that what Kant says is God exists to ensure morality. That's the only line that he says. God exists, or we need to assume the existence of God only to ensure morality. That's it. Otherwise, whether this God has form or that form, that is immaterial for Kant. Only to ensure, okay, morality, we need a God. That is the proof. That is the moral proof that Kant provides, because we have a moral argument provided by Kant, and there he says that to ensure morality, God has to exist. Whether what form he has, he is least concerned. So that is the base. That is the thing. And you said, if you are morally assured, and who will ensure that you are morally assured? Who will ensure that you have reached the highest end, the highest good? So for that, he brings in the idea of God. Otherwise, God is optional. If you are a moral person, if you are, that point is over. If you are ensured as a moral person, if you recognize your moral self, that is over. But who will ensure that that highest good, that morality? So for that, Kant brings in the idea of God. So that's my submission. Well, Radhanath Bera sir want to say something. Yes. Dr. Behra sir, Radhanath Bera sir. Sir, yes, he has raised his hand. Dr. Behra sir, Radhanath Behra sir. Yes, please sir. Namaskar sir, please. Sir, you are not audible. Dr. Behra. Yes sir, you are visible sir. Please unmute sir. Please unmute sir. Please unmute sir. Anyway, he has left the meeting. He has left the meeting. Anyway, some technical issue. So, so
So we shall
anybody,
come to an
anybody here?
end.
Huh?
We shall come to
Sir,
an end.
sir, you want to say something, sir?
Yes, I am saying that we should conclude here.
Let us listen to what Dr. Behra wants to say. Yes, sir, please. Dr.
Dr.
Behra.
Behra, would you speak something? No, maybe some network problem. We
Okay,
shall have both
let us
lines.
wait for half a minute, sir. Let us wait for half a minute. Maybe he wants to say something. Yes, Dr. Maharana, you want to say something? Any question?
We have to wait for Dr. Behera. If he wants to talk, then allow him.
No, perhaps there is some network problem.
The network problem maybe.
Empirically, we are bound. This is also phenomenal.
Dr. Behra, are you there, sir?
He is very much
He's
present
there,
and
but
he is also unmuted.
he's
But he failed to communicate.
Otherwise, let us
Yes,
conclude by
both
proposing
of
the
them.
same.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, Dr. Rao.
Yes, sir. You carry on, sir. You carry on from there.
Okay, okay, okay,
Propose the
okay,
vote of thanks because Dr. Behra is not available.
okay, okay,
Some technical issue.
okay, okay. Thanks so much, Dr. Rao, Dr. Das. Today we have a very beautiful session uh, by by Madam Beauty Das, and we have already witnessed the very excellent talk of Madam Beauty Das before in previous to webinar, and today Madam Das has made some conceptual clarification on the religious life, moral life, and particularly on the religion and moral. As Kant has taken religion as an extension of morality, and we have listened the questions and the clarifications made by raised by Subhadeep, the assistant professor, Professor Bose, Professor Rao, Professor Das, and others. And we have witnessed how beautifully and Madam Das has impressed us by her way of a presentation, way of responding all the questions very beautiful, and she has a very deep understanding of the philosophy of Kant, as I understand. And today, the way of discussing the liberal secularism is a unique way of Kant's presentation, unique way of Kant's thought. And as we know that, as Professor Bose has added something, the spirituality in addition to religion. So here we have the moral life, religious life, and the spiritual life. And as you know, the morality is a part of our ordinary life, morality, and it is an attempt to govern the outward conduct of human beings with certain mental rules and others. And the spiritual life, as you know, goes beyond the mind. It enters into the deeper consciousness of the spirit, uh, which Professor Ghose has added. So here Kant has made it clear that Kant has not taken the spiritual life into consideration while discussing the moral life and the moral religion. The moral religion is different from the spiritual religion. That it is not a matter of discussion here. But today, the way Madam Das has concluded and has given or concluding remark that the ethical life is, is a practical being of man, and it is it. I think it is a true religion uh, which can help us to to lead a moral life and to establish harmony, peace in this society, and which helps us to realize the highest good, and it helps us to maintain peace and to establish harmony in this society. So Kant's morality, Kant's moral religion is definitely is a revolution in the intellectual world, and this intellectual discussion has strengthened the dimensions of thought, and the way Madam Das has discussed, responded all the questions, and the way all our learned participants have discussed the matter, it has really strengthened the intellectual mind of the viewers. So today is a very beautiful and meaningful day for all of us. I, on behalf of Philosophy family, extend my gratitude.
Sir, before thanking, sir, if see whether Radhana sir is able to speak.
Okay, Radhanath. Okay,
He's
Allah, Allah,
raising
Allah,
his hand. He's
Allah,
raising his hand.
Allah.
Please, sir. Please allow him. If he's sir, please, sir,
Okay,
please
Doctor.
speak.
Okay, Doctor Behera, sir.
Let's see. Let's wait for half a minute. Let's see if he's able to speak. Dr. Behra, sir, please. Sir, please, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Speak, sir. Sir, speak, sir. You. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are allowed. Speak, sir. Speak, sir. Sir, please. Dr. Behra, you are allowed. You can speak, sir. Please.
He's raising his hand, but
He is up.
That's no fault.
maybe.
Network problem because it is phenomenal, I said.
Okay.
It is
Right.
phenomenal. We have
So,
to accept the phenomenality.
Okay. On behalf of Philosophy family, we extend a gratitude to Madam Das for her beautiful talk today, and she has impressed all of us. Thank you, Madam Das. And with this, I also extend my gratitude to all the question raisers and to the viewers of today's webinar to be with us. And I also extend my gratitude to Professor Ranjit Ghosh sir, Professor Behera sir, and all the senior professors to be with us. And let us conclude the meeting, and I would like to request Professor Das to wind up this session.
Yes, we shall conclude here, and we shall request Madam to submit her paper for publication.
Okay, sir. I will
Yes,
submit by tonight.
Yes, the coming edited book, we shall publish your paper. This will be a very nice paper.
And CG again requested to have another presentation in the future.
Okay, sir. Definitely, sir. Definitely.
One thing I shall appreciate that your talk was very precise, like mathematical precision made by Immanuel Kant. And we experienced today, in spite of a keen interest of Radhanand sir, how he is phenomenally bound, phenomenally constrained, that he was not able to speak because everything is conditional. He is conditioned to network problem. He is conditioned to many things. So everything is possible. And you see today there is a beautiful match between India and England. In spite of that, so many people have joined. I did not expect even more than 10 participants. So here we have to accept the phenomenal world, but beyond that, we have a very beautiful character that is nominal. We are nominal by nature. Therefore,
Yes.
there is a possibility that we can transcend the beyond. That possibility is also reflected in Immanuel Kant's philosophy, as it is in Sri Aurobindo's philosophy, as it is in Vedanta philosophy. Anyway, still Radhanand sir is raising his hand.
Thank you so much, sir,
Thank
for
you, sir.
giving
Thank
me.
you, madam. We shall view your next presentation in
Okay,
any
sir.
coming Sunday. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.